K-pop demon hunters Saja Boy's breakfast meal and Huntrix meal have just dropped at McDonald's. They're calling this a battle for the fans. What do you say to that, Rumi?
It's not a battle. So glad the Saja boys could take breakfast and give our meal the rest of the day.
It is an honor to share.
No, it's our honor.
It is our larger honor.
No, really. Stop.
You can really feel the respect in this battle. Pick a meal to pick a side.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
At participating McDonald's while supplies last.
Spring is starting at the Home Depot, and we're bringing you low prices guaranteed so you can wake up your yard this season. Shape up your lawn with top brand outdoor power tools like this Ryobi 40-volt mower with up to 50 minutes of runtime. Bring in a splash of color with spring blooms and fresh plants from the Home Depot Garden Center. Then refresh your garden beds and keep them clear of weeds with Vigoro mulch, 3 bags for $10. Start your spring with low prices guaranteed only at the Home Depot. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
This is the TJ Show, our news. It sounds different around here. Kenny reads through every story he can find, and then he brings us the most interesting ones. Kenny, what's happening on the planet today?
Thankfully, I'm not dealing with this. I'm engaged. I don't have to worry about finding somebody, the single life. I hear it's not great right now.
And if you're single, by the way, I'm sorry for the way that Kenny's making you feel right now.
Listen, this man hasn't been single in, 3 years, and all of a sudden he's like, it's not great right now. Brother, it's never been great. It wasn't great when you were single. It wasn't great. It's not great now.
I guess you're right about that. So there's this emerging dating trend that's happening all over the world. Essentially, single people are enlisting the help of one of their best friends. They will go to an event and the best friend will put on an entire PowerPoint presentation pitching their friend as an eligible bachelor or bachelorette to the people in attendance.
Oh boy.
Okay.
If someone is considering doing this, being the person that gets up on the auction or whatever you want to call it, there might be something internally going on. Maybe there's a deeper thing that needs to get fixed, because I don't know if that's going to lead to the results that you're looking for.
You don't need a PowerPoint slide. What is it, a conference?
Yeah. I actually don't mind this idea because it's like a reference, right? Because sometimes you meet someone, you're like, well, okay, maybe they seem okay with me, but how are they with other people?
Yeah,
so it's nice to get someone else's opinion about that person.
But you don't know that
before
person.
You actually know them.
You don't know the person giving the opinion.
Correct. So what we need to do is have that person then have someone make a PowerPoint for them to,
Right.
Everybody makes a PowerPoint.
So then there's just PowerPoints all over the place.
Yeah, you need references on references.
Exactly, 100%.
Well, I guess I could see this being almost like a comedy event, right? Where, but
funny.
it's at the expense of someone else.
I don't think it's meant to be funny, though.
No.
I think it's an honest and earnest way of trying to meet somebody through references. In England and Australia, they call them Date My Mate events. Here in the United States, Pitch a Friend, but these events are popping up all over the country. I mean, a lot of times friends will set up friends on dates. You may, go on a blind date. I think this is that, just on a different level.
Well, I think this is also another sign of IRL, in real life events, becoming more and more popular.
Sure.
People want to get with their people and get out with human beings.
No, for sure. Now, are tickets being sold to these events?
Yeah, I do think you have to.
There you go.
I don't think it's a public event like you can go and watch, but I think to participate, I think there is a fee.
Oh, like speed dating.
Yes.
It's also kind of tailored for like TikTok and Instagram, clicks. So I think it probably has something to do with that.
So they
as well.
film it, generate
they probably
content.
put it up. Yeah.
Kenny, what else do you have?
About 25 years ago, Patrick Starr of SpongeBob SquarePants fame asked a question that people have been pondering ever since. Is mayonnaise a musical instrument?
I feel like I remember that philosophical question.
Yes.
I never heard of this before. I never pondered.
Yeah, my guess would be that it's not.
Well, you would be wrong, TJ. Hellmann's, maker of mayonnaise, funded a study at the University of Northumbria in England, and their organology department, the study of musical instruments, defined mayonnaise as a musical instrument.
Mayonnaise is not a musical instrument. That's ridiculous.
Do they mean after you eat it?
No.
The person becomes? No?
No, so they say an object qualifies as a musical instrument if it can produce or modify sound intentionally and controllably. So the research at the Northumbria University found that it has measurable, reproducible acoustic properties, produces sound based on emulsion structure, and changes physically when used to make sound, a key trait of instruments.
Huh. Okay. Look at that. You want to play some mayo, J-Bo?
It's not an instrument.
Science
sounds
says
ridiculous.
Science says it is.
We have to stop.
I
Just because
mean-
experts say something doesn't mean it's actually legit.
Well, it's money well spent. Obviously, what a study. It needed to happen. And now they have an answer. I'm not going to play it because I start to get nauseous. And, music's supposed to bring great joy from what I remember. I agree, though. I wouldn't consider that an instrument. Although, I guess if you just have the jar, you could turn a jar into an instrument, right?
You could. But then you can turn any jar into an instrument.
I'd rather eat a violin than eat mayo, to be honest.
Really?
Mayo's so gross.
Yeah.
To me. I don't want to offend any mayo heads out there.
We should do that bit this week where Heather eats a violin.
Yes.
That'll get some big headlines. All right, Kenny, what else you got?
We're learning about a pretty prolific heist in Europe. About 793,000.
I mean, you said about or exactly? That sounds like exactly.
Excuse me, exactly. 413,793 Kit Kats were stolen in transit from Italy to Poland.
See, this is why I don't steal my kids' candy. Like my dad, I could see him stealing a whole 400,000 Kit Kat bars because he loves his candy.
Do you think the thieves were disappointed when they found out it was Kit Kats and not Reese's?
No, I wasn't. I wasn't disappointed. I liked Kit Kats.
I was.
Kit Kats
Kit Kats are mid at best.
No,
they're good.
That's the best candy. I
don't know if it's the best.
Oh,
that's crazy talk.
It's my favorite candy. I love Kit Kat bars. Yes, I don't love what they've turned into. But I love the nostalgia, and I do like the wafer. I wish the chocolate was a little bit more, but I'm not going to get into that here.
When I performed the heist, when my friends performed the heist, I didn't think they were going to report on it.
When someone.
Well, it's so weird. You look at your feed, and you could wonder, what is going on out there? I saw these, and I don't know when this was. I think it was in the last month, and I'm pretty sure it was the UK. These two robbers walk up to a jewelry store window. They take a club. They just bash it. And then they start grabbing the jewelry and putting it in a little bag. And you see the people inside, trying to save their jewelry. I was like, man, if I was working at that store, I would run the other way. I wouldn't know if they...
Go ahead and file the insurance claim and call it a day.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
why
saying?
in the world would you put your life at risk for jewelry? Are you kidding me? It was weird. But apparently they haven't caught those guys yet.
From my last look at that story, yes, the thieves are still on the loose.
The same ones that took the jewels from the museum in France.
Yeah, well,
it's so bold.
When it comes to the Kit Kat here, they haven't found the truck that was stolen. This is another case of cargo theft, which does appear to be becoming more prevalent in these days. Nestle is now asking people to scan their Kit Kat bars if you purchase some in that particular area to determine if they were a part of the heist or not. Apparently, according to their scan, it's all like a unique identifier.
I'm not a detective.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not my job.
That's not my job. You gotta figure that out.
If I buy a Kit Kat off a guy on the street for 75 cents, which is $1.25 less than when he sold them in the store, I'm not scanning nothing.
Yeah, it's like, what are they? You want us to work for you?
Yeah.
But they are asking people to flag and report.
Get
if
us
you
on the
can.
payroll. Kenny, what else you got?
An incredible scuba diving discovery off the coast of Israel. This diver found a crusade sword, a sword used during the Crusades going back to the 12th century.
Hey, look at that.
Wow.
Not only that, it's his second sword that he's found in the same spot. He found one back in 2021, and he said, let's go back to that same spot, see if we can find
How
another
about
one.
that?
Indeed, he did. You have to see what this sword looks like. It's covered in barnacles and other kinds of
beautiful.
sea gunk. Apparently, most of the iron from the sword eroded away, but you could see it's clearly the shape of a sword, but it doesn't look like a sword anymore.
Well, congratulations on the unique find. Kenny, what else you got?
The Guardian published an article highlighting a new form of distracted driving that appears to be on the rise. People are reporting drivers watching video content while driving, either YouTube or TikTok, whatever it may be.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me either because I saw this in the origin days. You may remember in Boston, I got into a cab. It was actually, I guess, an Uber. And the dude was watching a soccer game. It was planted there right in the middle of his car. And I interviewed him about it. I said, hey, what's with the soccer game? And he started telling me about how much he loves the team. And I go, no, I mean the fact that you're driving and you're watching a soccer game. He's like, oh, no, I'm very careful. I was like, okay, well, it got to where I was going safely. And that was the end of that.
Yeah, I mean, some people put it up there just to hear it. And then they'll watch it when they're at like a stoplight or something.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I get that.
It's a wild world we're in. I don't like being on the roads, I can tell you that.
Well, in this particular article, one woman got an Uber or Lyft to the airport, and she had her driver watching TikTok videos while she was driving. And she reports herself being in the backseat scared for her life, but also scared to bring it up to the driver. She didn't want to be a nudge.
Well, I guess that's what the rating system is for, right?
I guess so.
And the tipping.
Yeah.
Yeah, so be careful of that.
Kenny, what else do you have?
How would you like to start a business and sell it for $29 billion?
I'm in.
I'm down.
That's the story of Nathan Kirsch. He's a 94-year-old, largely reclusive billionaire. He's the man behind Restaurant Depot. Have you ever heard of those stores?
Yes, I have. And actually, I've been very curious about that store. I have a friend who does catering. I should actually reach out to him. He always talks about like, oh yeah, I got a case of napkins. And it's like, the napkins at the pizza shop.
Yeah.
And I'm like, whoa, I wonder if I could get a hold of that because it's a good price. Could I just buy 8,000 cups, like coffee cups, because I use those every day?
And have them forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be good.
Never buy coffee
I'd
cup
be
again.
stocked for life. I got to take down a closet to store them, but worth it.
Well, our friend Natty Kirsch, as he went by, I think he's settling down at 94 years young and sold off a big chunk of the business for, as I mentioned, $29 billion.
Kenny, what else do you have?
Major League Baseball has introduced ABS, that stands for automated balls and strikes, for this regular season. So pitchers, batters, catchers can challenge a pitch if they think the umpire got it wrong.
It's a robot reading the pitch and making an official call.
Exactly. And now to make that technology work, the MLB had to get precise height measurements to determine what the strike zone is, because it's different for every player depending on how tall they are.
Is it, by the way, is strike zone knees to chest?
Generally speaking, yes.
Okay. All right.
And the width of the plate.
Look at you sports talker, you.
I remember. I was actually almost tearing up yesterday. I told you I was at the playground with my kids, and they had a baseball field there, and I was watching these kids play together, and they were like making plays, throwing the ball to first. And I was like, wow, that reminds me of a time where the world didn't seem so horrible. That's beautiful. I was wasting my time.
Beautiful to be a child, huh?
Yeah, all you have to worry about is picking up a ball and throwing it to your friend at first base. Now, turn your Twitter on, or your X, or your Instagram. Not like that.
Glory days.
And I was trying to tell my kids, I'm like, look, this is the coach. He's hitting the ball. He's able to, I was always impressed with that. The coach could throw up the ball and then tell the ball where to go. And I was like, that's
hit the ball?
Yeah, that's the guy.
The ball?
The coach got to hit the grounders and the fly balls to outfield.
He knows how to hit it.
The fungo bat?
Yeah, the fungo bat was a lot of fun.
Sure.
It's a corked bat. He can really hit it into the outfield.
You could launch it with that.
But anyway, they didn't care.
Well, TJ, the reason I'm bringing this up is since they did these really meticulous measurements on the player heights, in the official listing for many players, they're all shorter, some by as much as 3 inches.
Really? Why?
So it appears that the players or the organizations were lying or inflating the height measurements of their players.
They were height maxing.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What is the purpose? Is there a strategic advantage to them perceiving you as taller?
I think a lot of it is male ego, but for a pitcher, for instance, Randy Johnson, you remember Randy Johnson?
Yeah.
He was like 6'7"
So they say.
And yeah, how tall was he?
6'4".
Actually, but you look at that at the stat sheet, or you look at the lineup, and you see this pitcher is 6'6". That's intimidating. So I think it was partly that.
Interesting.
Too.
By the way, Randy Johnson, who had so many incredible stats over the years, the thing that I think he became most known for was he threw a fastball and it hit a bird in midair.
That was that guy?
Yeah, he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. The thing exploded, feathers everywhere.
And the crazy thing is Randy Johnson is now a professional photographer, and the logo for his business is a bird getting hit by a baseball.
Right.
I think we talked about this
He's
before.
embraced that.
That's the guy.
Yeah, we did talk about it.
Marlins, right?
He played for the Mariners.
That's close.
Oh, that's what I meant.
And then the Yankees. He
Right.
kind of went around.
The team with Ken Griffey Jr.
Yes,
Yeah, I
the
knew that.
Seattle Mariners.
If only I could remember the name. I knew it was
Different M.
M-A.
It's an M, yeah.
Kenny, what else you got?
We're learning about a bottle of wine that just sold for a record price, $812,500. This is a bottle of wine from 1945.
Wait, how much did it sell for?
$812,500.
You thirsty?
Wow.
It's the most expensive bottle ever sold.
That's insane.
So many questions about that. Do they open it and do they drink it? Does the person who wins it get a full glass? Do they share a little tasting with everyone? Like, do they put it in little tiny cups so everyone can get a flavor?
No, I don't think they do that. The person who owns it, we do not know what he plans to do with the bottle, but he has a full corked and intact 750 milliliter bottle of wine.
Wow.
What makes it that valuable that it sold for that much?
So this comes from the vintage Domaine de la Romanie Conti.
Oh, I've heard of that, right, J-Bo?
From France.
It's at Costco, if you go way in the back.
Yeah.
They are still actively making wine.
Really?
On average, a bottle of wine costs $20,000. A new bottle of wine.
Really?
Not one from
Santo,
1945.
that's expensive.
Can you imagine what a world we're in? You've got people who don't even know where they're going to get their next meal from.
Yeah.
And then you've got people drinking 20 grand.
Yeah. That's facts.
Yeah, so
Have
who
you
knows?
seen how small a wine bottle is?
It's crazy from one extreme to the other.
Yeah. It's almost comically dumb.
Yeah.
The sommelier who I guess ran this auction said that he had the privilege of tasting this 1945 bottle of wine, not the exact bottle, but the same vintage,
Yes.
3 times in his life. He said it's the greatest wine he ever tasted.
Yeah, he's exaggerating.
Who knows?
But it does make me think, because I've searched my attic. Like when I was a kid, I used to go up in the attic, and I thought, well, maybe an uncle or a great-great-great-great-great-grandpa left me a treasure chest, and that didn't happen. But should I be that guy so that 100 years from now, like, could I just go to the liquor store, get a bottle of wine, throw it in a treasure chest, and then great-great-great-great-great-great-grandkids find my old treasure chest and they auction off the bottle for hundreds of thousands of dollars?
Sounds like a pretty good idea to me. As a matter of fact, I
think it depends who you get it from and where.
Yeah, I know. And does it stay good? Do you need to keep it a certain temperature? So many questions.
There's a lot of that, but I did do some research and I found reasonably inexpensive wines that you could buy now that should appreciate in the future.
Oh, you should have started off with that.
Well, I'm wondering, like, do we drop a G now and get, like, I don't know, 12 or 24 in a case? You keep it in your basement. You hope the temperature over the next 100 years stays relatively, static. And then maybe they get this great thing that's worth millions of dollars in the future.
Yeah, I have 5 different bottles of wine that range from $20 to $40, at least according to AI, may appreciate in value.
Great.
So take that for what it's worth.
Kenny, what else do you have?
You may remember not long ago, the grandson of the founder of Reese's, H.B. Reese, Brad Reese, the grandson, criticized the Hershey company for using cheaper ingredients to make the famous Reese's peanut butter cups.
I thought that was a good move on his part. And we featured that story on our show.
We did.
Because they had this great thing. Why would you change the Reese's peanut butter cup in any way whatsoever?
Right.
It has worked for so long. You're going to cheapen the ingredients? Why?
Yeah.
And also, you've got competitors now like Justin's, where they go, we use all real stuff, all real peanut butter, all real chocolate. Have you had one of those? It's great.
They're great. They are.
I actually started to prefer them over the originals. And let me tell you, that's dangerous territory.
Well, those statements made by Brad Reese did have an effect on Hershey's stock. They saw a dip because of this whole controversy. And now, although not directly mentioning or referencing Brad Reese's comments, Hershey has announced that they plan to make changes to their ingredients and get back to what I guess made them famous in the first place.
But here's the thing, and that's cool. That's awesome. And you can always say better late than never, but I think that's nonsense and a cop-out. If you know that you are pulling back and you're not making the thing the way it used to be for the sake of you saving money, and the only reason why you're going back to what it was is because somebody outed you, it's like, why can't you just do the right thing from the beginning?
Just acknowledge. Just say, you know what? The Reese's kid. We heard him. Like, acknowledge. Give him a little bit of credit. He's the guy who stirred this whole pot.
But also be consistent. Like, do the right thing.
Yeah, and that's the thing. The article here does mention that there was no direct acknowledgement of Brad's statements, but here are the changes
Brad
the company
knows what he did.
is going to make. Everybody seems to think it must be in direct reaction to what he had to say.
His grandpa would be very proud of him.
I
I'm
would say
proud
so,
of him.
too.
If I'm proud of him, you better believe.
Well, he's proud. He's proud, and I think that was the thing. He didn't want his family's reputation to be tarnished. I saw him interviewed on some news program. He was wearing a full-on Reese's racing jacket. Like he lives, breathes, eats, sleeps Reese's.
He's got one of those.
Well, he should be proud, you know?
Yeah.
It's a wonderful candy.
Great ending to that story. Kenny, what else you got?
There's a 78-year-old man named Mike. It was just weeks after he lost his wife after a long battle with liver cancer where he needed roof repair done to his house. He literally had a hole in his roof. He finds a contractor. They quote him about $310, which is reasonable. But before you know it, the price is 8 times that. And they pressured him as a vulnerable person into paying all of that, and they didn't finish the work. They left him with a hole in his roof and out about $2,300.
$2,300. And you know, these scammers, they prey on people at some of their worst moments.
Yep.
And this kind of thing happens so often out there in the contracting world. I know this because my dad is a contractor, and he's been talking about this since I was a kid. These contractors, you can't trust. I mean, just in my own last, maybe 10 years, here are the 2 stories that I have. Someone I know, they installed a pool. The guys didn't finish the job, and they were left trying to figure out how to fix it.
Here.
For me, I had a plumbing issue in my home. Bathtub wasn't draining fast enough. A guy comes over. He starts doing all this stuff. He goes, okay, well, I got to go get a jackhammer, and I'm going to start jackhammering your lower floor, and we're going to open it up and go into the pipes. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa. What are you talking about? I said, get out of here. Are you kidding me? I said, it's draining slow. You're going to jackhammer my floor? I mean, this is unbelievable.
Right.
You can't make this stuff up. Well, it turns out because it was on the low floor, there's something about gravity. It had nothing to do with the pipes. This guy was ready to jackhammer my lower floor cause what he quoted me just verbally, $5,000 worth of work.
And that's starting. I'm sure.
I'm like, are you insane?
Yeah.
But I only knew to say no because my dad was always saying, don't trust these contractors. And some of them are great. Those are the guys you got to find.
Right. And you probably only needed like a snake. You know, take the hair out of there.
Little Drano.
Yep.
That's exactly. It's unbelievable. But this is why. So my dad, he built a business on word of mouth. Never done a social media ad, and you know he's pretty close to retirement. But when you find a good contractor, or if you are a good contractor, oh my goodness, that's the greatest thing.
Yes.
Well, I'll tell you, Denny from Jigsaw Roofing is a good contractor. Not exactly sure how he found out about Mike's story, but he did, and he said he was outraged hearing Mike's story, and he finished the job for the price of on the house.
Can you try to get him on the show?
I could reach out. Sure.
Yeah, see if you can get him on. That'd be great to talk to him. Yeah, there are organizations where contractors or people who know how to do electric work, they volunteer their time and they will find people who are in need and they actually go and service their home. It's a beautiful thing.
That's awesome. That's beautiful, yeah.
Absolutely. Kenny, thank you for keeping us somewhat informed.
That's what's happening.